Hello, welcome back to Higurashi.
We're here. We've been on such a journey. We're back.
I'd first of all like to apologize to the creators of the game There's No Time to Explain for pretending that there was even a vaguely similar timeline between the two products I referenced at the end of last video. It was like 6 years difference.
Yeah, not quite the same
in
thing.
the game's favor.
Yeah, that's alright. Shout out to No Time to Explain. Go play that. We plugged them twice in 2 consecutive videos.
We have. Normally we just leave these things to check in editing, but I was so curious.
Yeah, we decided to take a break, get some water.
Yeah.
You know, walk the dog, all those sort of things.
Did we? I don't remember doing that. Did you do that while I was just looking up things on the internet?
When you were like, sit down and watch this video, I went and walked the dog.
Fuck, dude.
You should be thankful.
How did this happen?
I'm after your dog.
How did this happen?
The power of magic and determination.
This is unbelievable.
I believe it.
It's nonsense.
Nah, dude.
Well,
the audience can't argue.
Let's talk about lawnmowers, because that seems to be the prevailing issue.
Why do you want to talk about lawnmowers?
Well,
actually, what's your favorite type of lawnmower?
Well, obviously, it used to be a particular brand of ride-on mower, but that particular brand is terrible.
Okay.
Is terrible brand.
Okay.
Ethics out the window.
Oh, it was just not very safe. Did they not cover up the blades with like the extending bit of plastic or whatever?
Consumer ethics. Consumer ethics.
Oh, okay.
It's alright.
So, well, don't mention them then. Don't give them the time of day.
This is the time of day I'm giving them. I'm saying that there is a brand out there who's iconic in history, but they've become terrible.
Okay, good. Well, don't mention their name, because if you give them power, you know, that's how it works. They're like the Voldemort of lawnmower companies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the ride-on mowers, though, that's the genre of mowers that I'm all about.
No, I agree with you. I was kind of hoping you'd be like, well, I like the ones that you hold with your hands and you push them on because you get good exercise, but I like the ride-on lawnmowers because I can just sit there with my headphones on and listen to some music and just have a fun time and go over the same patch of grass about 10 times just because just want to cut that grass down. Get out of there.
I mean, they're just like, they're irresponsibly quick when you have the blades up.
It's true.
They're very easy to tip over.
This is true. But they're powerful, and they make a lot of noise.
They're powerful, they make a lot of noise.
They annoy the neighbors.
The question is, are you a fan of the mini ride-on mowers, or like the industrial ride-on mowers with the dual levers in front of you?
I mean, I've never driven one of the big industrial ones, but I would love to.
They're great fun.
Yeah, I've only ridden on one that had like one lever. It was pretty good,
they're not quite as quick, but it feels quicker because the amount of weight that's shifting under you is ludicrous.
It's a lot, yeah. Sounds like fun. We should go like run a lawnmower. That should be our vacation.
Maybe if
this
only
year.
there was a patch of grass anywhere nearby.
That's right.
I'll take you
to my parents' place. They have 2 acres, and we'll find their lawnmower and we'll just drive that.
That sounds like a great time. What if we run out of fuel?
We won't, because my dad has like tanks of this stuff in his shed.
No, but what if we get like 2 acres out, or whatever the distance is?
It's not that far.
Acres
honestly,
is area, not distance. I realize that now.
I was going to say, 2 acres is not actually that far.
What if we get so far out and then we run out of fuel
then we
and
walk
then we
back
have
up.
to walk back?
And we walk back. It takes like 10 minutes. It's fine.
That's too far.
No, it's not. I do that all the time. When you go to like pull the weeds out and like feed the sheep bread.
You telling me that you constantly take the ride-out lawnmower on with not enough fuel?
No,
Sounds like a real irresponsible
that's a different
decision-making.
occasion. Because sometimes you have to go to feed the rabbits, sometimes you have to put the chickens to bed, sometimes you have to make sure the sheep don't have their legs stuck in holes, because that happens sometimes.
That does happen. I've not been on a farm for very long, but that has happened in the duration that I've been on a farm.
And if you leave it too long, it is not pretty. Their legs get all torn up because they're trying to like, pull it out of the hole. Anyway, got that. It's disgusting. Point is...
No, we're teaching people good
sheep.
farming
I don't
behavior.
want to think about it, but you're right. You pull up the weeds... You give the sheep somewhere to stay at night so the dog's neighbors don't come in your yard and attack them, because that's the worst. And you have a large fence. And preferably, even though you don't own a dog, you have one of those big metal gates that says dog inside. Dog on premises.
Yeah.
And you have a big like black and white picture of a snarling canine.
Yeah.
And that's what we had. It kept everyone out. It was good.
Of course, because everyone just runs into other people's properties if you don't have a dog sign.
I mean, they do. You'd be surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. I know that this is the case. I just think that it's ridiculous.
I have a small story, and that is that the way that I met my next door neighbors was that we were coming home from church, and we noticed they had like a birthday party. It was a bouncy castle, and there was a clown, and there was music and stuff.
I feel like we've heard this story on the show.
Have we?
Is this the one where you got a ladder and climbed over the fence?
I mean,
end the story.
I mean, I did get I don't know if I got a loud and clear over the fence. Like, I assume I did. You know what? Maybe I have told this story.
Because I think the reason you told this story originally because you were complaining about how long your driveway was, and it would have been very long to go all the way out the driveway and back up theirs when the fence was right there.
You know what? This sounds right. Although, since then we figured out that you can just slide between the fences.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of fences.
Because there are two types of fences. Well, technically there's three types, but the type you have to get the ladder for is the type where it's like these tall, like palisade-looking wooden like planks, panels that are lined up.
Yeah.
And we got those because we have a pool in the backyard. We didn't want the neighbors looking in on the pool. But the fences that are in the front yard are just wire fences, and those are just there to keep the horses and the sheep from running along into the different paddocks. Although they could very easily if they wanted to, because that shit is not stable. So, like,
don't tell the horses that.
No, don't tell the horses that. But you can very easily just like slip between the two like bits of wire there and just slide through. And you just have to be careful that you don't like rip the stakes out of the ground that they're tied to.
It's no wonder you were able to escape from prison so easily.
I know, right? That's why you don't keep someone in a country house unless it's like you're planning to murder them. Then that's like the optimal place.
Is that? But the people always get caught at the end of Detective Country House mysteries.
Not, you're right, actually. Unless, like, the house blew up or something, then you have a trouble finding them, but that does...
What do you mean? You could still solve that mystery.
I don't think you could. I think it's possible. There's no evidence at the end of the day, then, like, there's nothing to go off of. How could you even have a murder mystery where you don't go to the crime scene? That's just dumb.
That's an excellent question. You could find the answer to that.
In the Caves of Steel?
I was just going to say on Death of the Reader.
Oh.
And then they can pick an episode because there's a lot of different mysteries out there.
It's true.
Imagine spending 6 minutes tangenting and then starting to shill another show instead of the show that you're recording.
Guys, just turn this video off. Go watch Death of the Reader. It's a better show anyway, let's be honest.
This is like real commercial content right now. We just waste time and then do an ad.
Yeah. Although, usually you get paid for the ad.
That's true. We really missed the key part of the equation.
The ad has to be for someone that will pay you money, not for yourself.
Fuck.
Because you can't pay yourself.
I thought I had this all figured out.
I'm also paying each other money, but that doesn't really work either, because that'd be weird.
I guess we better just get started then. We're not making any money off this.
All right, here we go. No point. Might as well just do the actual episode.
That's right.
They were mowing the grass near the fence.
You know, what's your favorite kind of lawnmower?
Fuck off! Which was probably a cover and more to the surroundings, just in case I tried to escape from the school. But they must have been thinking that would happen only after school was over. They seemed to have no idea that I'd already noticed their plan and was trying to run away right at that very moment. I couldn't use the front gate since they'd find me easily. I moved behind the school building, made sure nobody was around the color garden, ran through it, damn, she's not gonna be happy with that, and dashed into the forest. There was no fence to, like, slip through?
Nah.
Alright, fair enough. That doesn't seem very secure. The kids could just run wild. Like this. I walked through the dense undergrowth, stepping on dead wood and climbing over fallen trees. After walking through the forest for a while, I came to a small road. I know many back roads in this village because of our club activities, and their knowledge had finally come in handy. So, what should I do now? I'm sure the girl already passed on my message to Chie-sensei. Those men must be going crazy by now, knowing that I ran away.
Interesting theory. Did anyone else talk to Ryuko-san before she left school?
Everybody in the class looked at each other and shook their heads. Chie-sensei looked a bit upset that Rana left school early without telling her in person.
It's just so irresponsible of her.
Rana-san has been feeling sick these days.
Aw. Me.
She left her bag here. What happened to her?
I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
What?
You gotta elongate the bad, because that's what you do.
Is that?
That's what Han Solo does.
I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure, but I've never heard Ryukoshi repeat himself.
You suck! It was your chance for redemption and you threw it away! You threw it on the ground!
She must have taken another ridiculous story seriously or something. I hope she won't do anything crazy.
Like murder someone. She has no precedent for doing that. It's all good. We're switching back and forth very quickly now, which I like. Let's see if it continues. I heard home. My father might be at his new job, or he might have gone shopping. He wasn't around when I got there. Now that they're on the move, I'm no longer safe in my house. They're very dangerous people. They're trained to be capable of attacking the Ministry of Construction, and they actually pulled off the kidnapping of the grandson of the minister. Locked doors and windows don't mean anything to them. In fact, it'd be like I was hiding in a box which they could just open up to get at me. I could no longer stay at my home. It's very sad and very frustrating. I killed Rena and Tepe and finally regained a peaceful life with my father.
Is that what these past few days have felt like?
Yes. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to get her happiness back. She was trying to work for it
I don't know.
through the power of murder.
Something about being terrified of your friends really doesn't speak peace to me.
Well, I mean, it didn't work.
I guess you're right.
How could this happen to me? I remember what Keiichi told me before. It expressed my feelings better than anything. Takano-san left us a huge parting gift. Why did she give me those terrifying scrapbooks? Why did she tell me the secret of that unthinkable conspiracy? She got me into this. I didn't do anything. It's all Mio-san's fault. But who was interested in her stories? I was. Who let her continue talking? I did. I did that out of curiosity. Who let the members of Ibaraki return and told Mio-san about them? I did. I depended on Mio-san, hoping that she could somehow save me from the memories I've been trying to forget. I shouldn't have remembered anything about that bizarre incident. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gotten involved in that unthinkable conspiracy, and I could have just played around with my friends today. But even if I didn't know about the conspiracy, it had still continued behind the scenes. I would have been one member of the mob running into panic, not knowing what's going on the day of Oshiro-sama's revival. I would have been just swallowed up in the conspiracy anyway. Would I be happy if I faced that day without knowing anything? Would I be happy if I struggled knowing about it but ended up swallowed by it? If I'm going to end up the same way no matter what I choose to do, I'll fight. I'll choose to fight. Because that's how I seized my happiness before. When Rena invaded my home, seducing my father, it felt like it was the end of the world. I lived on the verge of despair every day. I thought that was the worst misfortune that could befall anyone. But the way things are going, it wasn't really that bad at all. I had only two enemies, Rina Mamiya and Tepe Hojo. I knew my enemies and I knew how many they were. I lured them out one by one and I attacked them in the dark. It was a very easy problem to solve. But what about this one? I don't know who my enemies are and I don't know how many or how strong they are. Even the people I once trusted might be my enemies. I can't possibly be sure. It's totally different from the previous problem. This might be the end of the world. This time it really was the first thing that could possibly happen. But is that really the case? With Rena, I felt like it was the end of the world, but I no longer think it was that bad. So this might turn out to be an easy problem to solve in the end, and I might be able to laugh about it someday. I know that day will come. I know for sure. So I shouldn't think that this is the end of the world. Let's fight. I can fight. I can still struggle. I'd eat grass and drink mud if I needed to. I'm going to bet on the 1% chance, even though it's unbelievably small. If Mio-san didn't leave me the scrapbooks, I wouldn't even have been able to sit at the table to bet. I was lucky that I received the scrapbooks because they gave me the chance to choose my future. If I don't fight, they'll spread the terrible parasite and this village will face a great disaster. According to the legend, when the demons first came out of the swamp, people became demons right after being infected, and it happened while they were inside the village. These days, symptoms appear only when infected people leave the village, but that only applies to the later, weak parasite. The original parasite can reenact the curse of Oshiro-sama, even when the infected are in the village. The legend of Oshiro-sama will be reborn. Humans and demons will start killing each other, and Oshiro-sama will come down to pacify the disaster. That's what they want. They want people to prostrate themselves before that miracle, and only the people who truly worship Oshiro-sama will be saved. I see. I know their true intention now. They're going to reenact the legend of Oshiro-sama. After all, the villagers always say that Rika-chan is a reincarnation. The stage is all set. They're going to use the parasite as the curse, so how are they going to make it look like Oshiro-sama came down to pacify everyone? I get it. They must have some kind of medicine, a specific cure for the parasite. When they recreated the stronger form of the parasite, they found a cure for it at the same time. They're going to use this cure to save only those people who believe in Oshiro-sama, and as a result, this village will only have those fervent believers. They're going to make themselves the absolute rulers of Hinamizawa. Wait, I still might be underestimating them. Are they going to carry out that horrifying act of bioterrorism only inside Namazawa? History proves that when their goal is to control others, people desire to spread their religion across a wide area. I'm sure they conducted research not only to bring back the primitive form of the parasite, but also to overcome its weakness, namely that it only thrives in Namazawa. According to Mio-san's research, the parasite doesn't like its host to be far from the region. Its weakness is distance. If they could extend the distance, they could extend the area where it can live. I wonder how far along their research is. By now, the parasite might be able to live not only in Namazawa, but in Okonomi as well. Or maybe even in the city? Maybe the whole prefecture. It might be able to cover nearby prefectures as well. This is too serious to just call conspiracy. It's horrifying enough and it's scaled large enough to call it a revolution. The day of revival is probably not far off. I can tell by how they killed Mio-san and by the extent of their pressure they're putting on me. They're trying to get rid of the small fish bones stuck in their throat by any means, because that means their day is coming ever closer. I'm the only one who can stand up against their revolution. I can't trust anybody. I think I can trust Keiichi-kun, but no one else. Mi-chan is out of the question. I can't trust Rika-chan either. Sadako-chan and Rika-chan stick together like superglue, so I can't trust Sadako-chan either. I can't trust any adults. I can't trust anybody. No one is on my side. I have to stand up against them alone. The clock is ticking towards that day, and the ticking noise made me frustrated. How should I fight against them? What should I do? I needed time to think. I need a place, a safe area, where I could concentrate on thinking. Fortunately, I had such an area already. My hideout at the garbage dump. Nobody ever goes there, so it's safe. Even if they found out about that place, I'm familiar with its surroundings. I know escape routes and places where I can hide. But it has a big shortcoming as a hiding place. It's not hard to imagine what that is. I don't have any stock of food there. That's why I came home. I opened one of my father's drawers and took out his cash box. The contents haven't changed since the last time I looked inside. There were many new 10,000 yen bills in the cash box. I took them all. I couldn't tell how many bills there actually were, but it looked to be about 80 of them. This should be plenty. If I evaded them long enough to use all this money, that would mean that I did pretty well. Plus, I might use it to buy someone off. You can never have too much money, especially in a situation like this. I didn't take the bank book. If they were waiting an ambush at the bank, I'd be done for. It's too risky to withdraw money at the bank. I grabbed my backpack. I took the key from my bicycle. I put everything I think would be convenient to have into the backpack. I didn't care if it got heavy. I'd choose what was necessary to carry around later at my hideout. If there ended up being something I didn't need, I could leave it there. I looked at the clock. It had been 30 minutes since I came home. I stayed here too long. I rushed out of the house. I went to a small convenience store and bought as much sweet bread and canned food as I could fit in my backpack. An old lady was at the register, probably suffering from dementia. She showed no interest in the extraordinary amount of food I was buying.
And the amount of punches that I seem to be throwing at the shelves.
I was going to say. Oh, you think you've broken one of my shelves? No, I didn't. You're blind, girl, you're blind. But as soon as the manager of the store checked the sales that night, found out. Now, it didn't bother me because I can no longer walk around the village in the daylight anyway. My backpack was full and the cans hurt my back as I walked. But that didn't bother me either. I got to my hideout, still carrying the heavy backpack. I organized the stuff I brought. It was very heavy to carry, but now I had sufficient food. The abandoned construction office still has running water, so I could get some from there. I'd want to get some vegetables, but in a situation like this, I could hardly complain. After I organized things, I took out the scrapbooks I hid there and put my brain into top gear, flipping through the pages. So, now what? How am I going to stand up against this gigantic conspiracy? I need to calm down, stay cool, but also to think fast, like a race car. There might not be a lot of time, so I'd have to hurry, but I don't know what to do. It's easy to run to school in the morning when I oversleep. It's easy because I know where I should go, but now I don't know where I should go to or what I should do. Now that I've come to this point, I should tell Ooishi-san everything. It's highly likely he's an enemy, but that doesn't matter anymore. If it was true, I'd just declare war. But if he was on my side, he'd be my only remaining hope. I'm far too weak to stand alone against the terrifying scale of this conspiracy poised to instill fear throughout Japan. I'd had to use a public phone to make the phone call. There's only one public phone in this village that stands in a place where it's hard for people to spot you. Their phone booth. It stands in the middle of nowhere where nobody really comes around. Many birds gather around the light when it's dark, and it's not a pleasant place to go to. But I can't think of any other public phones I can use to contact Ooishi-san without being seen. Even though it stands in the middle of nowhere, it's still dangerous to use in the daylight. Now I should wait until nightfall and take advantage of the darkness. I heard that Ooishi-san has been holed up in the station since Mio-san's murder case, so I should be able to reach him anytime. I have the number for the direct line to his office, too. The sky was still bright. Even though I had no time, I still had to wait for it to get dark. Frustrated, I glared at the sunset. I should find something to do. Couldn't waste any time that I had, so there must be something to do. After I thought about what I could do, I found there was something I wanted to confirm, something I've been worried about. I couldn't do anything else before it got dark anyway, so staying here doing nothing would just make me more frustrated. I made my decision and left the hideout. I guess this is probably neutral, right?
It can't be Keiichi.
Yeah, I guess this is probably neutral. All right, I'll take it. You better be ready for Ren's father, though.
I'm not ready.
You better be ready.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, look, it's your turn to do the country voice. Renna's father paced up and down restlessly in front of his house. A bicycle appeared, its rider ringing the bell.
Police officer, here, over here.
A police officer from the Hinamizawa police station had shown up. Having rushed to get there, he was breathing hard.
I hope you didn't wait too long. Please tell me what happened. I know I locked the door before I left, but when I came back, the door was left open, and
He led the police officer into the house.
And look, my cash box was left open in my room. This is how you found it. You didn't touch anything? I didn't touch the cash box itself because I thought they might have left fingerprints. I did touch the contents a little bit to check what was missing. What did they take? They didn't take my bank books or my personal seal, but they took the cash. They didn't take your bank books or personal seal, huh? You're lucky. Professional thieves today don't take bank books because they know how easily they can get caught by using them. This might be a professional cat burglar.
Makes sense to me.
Instead of taking the cash box with him, he opened it here. It has to be a pro.
Well, that's very sexist of them.
So how much cash was in there? Also, did he say you were lucky, they're professionals, they would be harder to catch? Is that what that police officer
That's what it
just said?
sounded like. I don't know why he would say that at all now that I think about it.
I mean, I'm assuming that his point is that the bank
The bank book is valuable.
worth more.
Yes, it is worth more, but is also more easily traceable because of its worth. Yeah.
What a peculiar
It's such a
man.
weird... It is a stranger, like... It's actually smarter for them to not take it, but it was lucky for you.
Yeah.
It's lucky that they were good at their job.
I haven't counted it for a long time, but I believe there are about 110,000 yen bills.
Damn.
I see. Did you tell anybody that you had that much cash in there? No, I didn't, but they probably knew I kept some cash in the house. Who are they? Can you tell me more about them? Well, it's kind of an embarrassing story.
God.
Her name is Rima Mamiya, and...
Oh, no. Just then, the phone rang.
Oh, excuse me, I'll just go get that. Please give me a minute.
Not suspicious at all. He grabbed the phone with two hands.
Hello, this is Ryugu Residence.
Oh, it's Keiichi!
It's Keiichi.
It's Keiichi.
Hello, this is Mayabara. Is Rana-san there?
No, she hasn't come back from school yet.
Oh,
She hasn't. I'm very sorry, but I'm in the middle of something right now. Can you call back later?
no!
I'm sorry, bye.
Oh, he hung up after that, crushing Keiichi's dreams.
And back to the... Oh, it's so red.
It's so red. That is a stark red.
I thought I was still like...
You know what's been funny is me like watching you being like, are you sure that it's like getting darker? I'm not 100% certain. That is just crimson red.
that's red.
I wonder if it's gonna get worse somehow. I don't know.
I don't think so.
remember.
That looks.
I feel like that's about as
rich
red as you're gonna get. that's blood red. All right, here we go. I was stunned. It didn't look like anything had changed on the surface.
I just wonder how many times it increased before we got to here.
At least 3, I think.
It's gotta
I'm
be
gonna say 3.
Yeah.
It was hard to find this place at all because it perfectly blends in with the surroundings. I only found this place again because I remembered there was a tree with a big lump of wood on it nearby. The spot where I buried the corpses was perfectly camouflaged as if nothing had happened. That's why at first I thought I came to the wrong place, but I could make certain once I stick a shovel in the ground. I should be able to tell right away whether this place was dug up before or not. After several false starts, I found the exact spot where I buried the corpses. But the biggest problem of all is that there are no bags in there at all. Why? How come? Did I bury them deeper than this? No, I didn't. I remember exactly how deep I buried them. I know I didn't bury them deeper than this. I wasn't expecting this. I came here to check the corpses. I just wanted to do that to kill some time. I didn't want to stay in my hideout doing nothing, so I came here to check if the corpses I buried were still there. I'd make sure that they were still there, and I feel relieved. It was supposed to go like that. There was such an expected turn of events that I broke out into a cold sweat. What's going on? What's going on? I don't need to calm down to think about what happened. Corpses can't come back to life and crawl out of the ground.
That's just what they want you to believe.
Someone must have dug them out. Who did it and for what purpose? Did anyone happen to see us burying the corpses here, and did they dig them out after we left? Or did they hand them over to the police? No, it can't be. It can't be. It's been quite a while since the day we buried them here. It was before the Water Next Festival. So if the police did find the corpses, when Ooishi contacted me, he had to know about Rin and Tepe, but he didn't tell me anything about them. I don't think he was hiding anything on purpose either. So that means the police didn't know about Rin and Tepe yet. Then why are the corpses gone? That would leave only one answer. Who knows about this place? One of us came back here, dug out the bags, and took them away. The first person who comes to mind is Mion. I mean, the Sonozaki family, but I can't think of a reason why they would do that. The murder of Rin and Tepe has nothing to do with them. I'm sure they don't want to get involved either, let alone be falsely accused. They must want to stay as far away from the case as possible. Why would they want to keep the corpses? It's like keeping a Joker even though you'll lose if you have the Joker by the end of the game. If I was Mi-chan, what would I do? What would I do if I was club president? The Joker is a card that you want to get rid of, at least in the game I mentioned earlier, but it becomes a powerful card in other games. What kind of game would that be? An electric shock ran through my spine. At the same time I realized it. They are one step ahead of me. The Sonozaki family get the corpses to use them as a Joker, as a wild card. They're trying to use them to sell me out to the police. The Sonozaki family is trying to kill me using their death squad, but they want to have insurance just in case they fail. The thing they're afraid of the most is that I might work together with the police. If they could prevent that from happening, I'd have no one to work with. And if that happens, I can no longer run away from them. I'd still be a fish in their pond. They can only use the corpses to sell me out to the police for the murder of Rina and Tepe. If the police started seeing me as a suspect, they'd never listen to my story. It could have been my last hope, but this will certainly turn them against me. But I'm sure the Sonozaki family doesn't want to use their Joker unless absolutely necessary. After all, me and Sonozaki helped bury the corpses, plus they don't want the police to hover around Hinamizawa when the day of revival is so close. I'm going to call Ooishi tonight, and I'm going to ask him for help. I'm going to tell him everything, including the things I haven't even told Keiichi-kun. I don't know if Ooishi will believe me. This is a gamble, and my chance of winning is very small. Plus, my worst enemy has the Joker, the bags with the corpses inside. I'm impressed with Mion. That's just what I expect from the leader of our club. This is a battle that I'm betting my life on, but to Mion, this is like a board game, taking place across the Hinamizawa itself. I grinned, repeating myself that it's just a game. I put my life on the line for every club activity we do because I don't want to suffer the punishment. This time, that's become the literal truth. There could be only one reason why they're trying so hard to drive me into a corner. It's because they're afraid of me. I assumed I was just a little girl with no power, running about in confusion. But my enemy must not be thinking that way. If they didn't think I was a threat to them, they wouldn't take risks like this to drive me into a corner. That means the scrapbooks Mio-san left me must be way more dangerous to them than I think they are. I see. They have a Joker, but so do I. The Joker I have is so deadly and so powerful that it can break their plot into pieces. That's why they're so eager to find me. a cornered mouse really can bite a cat. I felt my fear towards my enemy fade away all of a sudden. Just as I fear them, so do they fear me too. So, this is an evenly matched game. I don't have as bad a hand as I thought I did. I was right to come here. I found out about the card my enemy was holding. This is a big deal. I felt myself shiver with excitement. I grinned to encourage myself. I don't need to be here any longer. They know this place. They might come here to find me. It's not safe for me to stay here for long. I decided to go back to my hideout. On the way back, I passed close to my house. I noticed something different right away. I hid behind a bush and looked at the front gate of my house. My father was talking to a police officer. I strained to catch their conversation.
Oh yeah, she usually parks it there.
My father pointed to the place where I usually park my bicycle.
The policeman looked at the place where my father pointed to where he described that I normally parked my
I
bicycle.
hope that's the next line. Here we go.
Okay, please let us know whenever your daughter comes back.
Oh.
We'll try to find her as well.
Mi-chan, you're good. Did you already play your joker? Mion always starts a battle by attacking without hesitation and wins. It seems like the police are already after me. My chance of being able to explain the conspiracy to Ooishi was already small, but this makes it even smaller. No. That's why I'm going to talk to Ooishi. He sees the Sonozaki family as his enemy, and he's trying to expose everything about him before his retirement. That's why he'll be on my side. He's not going to fall for their trick. Of course, there's a very high possibility that everything was part of their trap from the very beginning. It's possible that he claimed the Sonozaki family was his enemy in order to make me believe that he's on my side, but their joker is actually giving me hope. If Ooishi is one of them, it would be too early to play their joker. Ooishi isn't one of them. That's why they got the joker, so they can play it before I go to the police. No, wait, that might be a trick to make me think that way in order to make me trust Ooishi. When Mion gives me two choices to choose from, it's usually better to choose the one I like without thinking too much. Mion, after all, likes to guess people's intentions in order to confuse them. So when you think about a choice too much, you're already in a trap. I'm going to do as I planned. I'm going to call Ooishi after it gets dark. If he's going to become my ally, we can talk about the future. And if he isn't, that I realized was what I had to think about before it got too dark.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Interesting, strange,
So
peculiar.
there you go. A taste of Rena's paranoia. Trying to figure out what's going on and running around in circles because of such said.
I think that's the most running around in circles we've done the whole story.
I think so too.
Might not be the longest running around in circles we've done all story, but it's
Yeah.
the most circles we've done.
Yeah, which I like. I like that because Rena is like a more logical person than Keiichi, she doesn't spend as much time going back and forth on it.
Yeah.
But we're also seeing that she's intelligent enough. Like she correctly deciphers Mion's, modes when playing the club games, right? As an
And yet
example.
still supposedly loses all the time.
Well, that's an interesting thing, isn't it?
I mean, we obviously have the angle where she's like, I don't mind losing, and right at
Yeah.
the start of this arc, but
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, she did win the water fight along with Keiichi.
yeah, exactly. That's
I
kind
mean,
of
we've had only 6 arcs and however many club games to see this.
Well, it's more the statements that Rena loses all the time that I'm banking on here.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, obviously the water gun is that the first one she's won?
That I can think of off the top of my head, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
But it's still like, there doesn't seem to be a clear parallel between, her not minding losing and her understanding of the strategy, unless it just is claiming that she loses intentionally because it's fun and that's, all she really cares about.
Yeah. I mean, the stakes are different, right?
But yeah, like it's not significant in any particular way. Like you could separate her motive from those scenes to her motive here a little bit because of the grandeur of her delusions.
I think it's a good way of tying the club games in, particularly the statement that is made in the first arc where they're like, the point of the club games is to prepare ourselves for real life problems by overcoming adversity in a relatively safe environment, which is like paralleling the circles that Keiichi goes through, trying to figure out what's going on. And like
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that those scenes don't have a point, because they obviously do get touched on a lot later on. The point that I'm making more is that Rena's supposed understanding of the club's dynamic compared to the way that she acts, compared to the way that her delusions are manifesting themselves, is inconsistent, and I'm wondering how intentional that is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely think you've hit on something with the idea that these characters will, put on a show during club activities, but if they lose, like, that's part of the fun too. Rena doesn't mind losing. Rena doesn't mind, saying, oh, I'm going to take a bathroom break now. Like, it's fine. Like, if I lose, it'll be fun either way. I think it's a very good kind of perspective to take on these things.
Now, who's talking?
I am not sure. Oh, I mean, I imagine it'd probably be Ooishi then, if she's, like, talking to someone on the phone.
All right.
That's
we'll
my
put
assumption.
a point on it, and you can go.
That's fine. No, don't worry about going so late. I don't get paid overtime, but I'm on duty as long as I am here.
There we go. That's the point.
There you go, point. I started the conversation with an ordinary greeting to try and gauge his reaction. There's a 50-50 chance that Ooishi's one of them. If he's their pawn, he'll either lure me out somewhere so he can arrest me, or he'll ask me where the scrapbooks are. But even if he didn't, that wouldn't prove anything. It's going to be difficult to determine if he's on my side or not, and I'd have to tell them about the scrapbooks no matter what. My heart's beating very fast. Even if I was sure that Ooishi isn't their pawn, I'd still have to make him believe such a crazy story. And I'd have to do that over the phone. Warren wouldn't do anything for me. That is, I know a gamble. I have but a small chance of winning. If I didn't put my chips on the table, the game wouldn't even start. I told you a little bit about this before, but I think somebody's following me. Are you sure about that? Yes. I wasn't sure before. I thought it was just my imagination, but things have changed over the past few days, and now I'm certain. What do you mean things have changed? A few cars have been following me. One of them is a white van with 4 men in it. They disguise themselves as gardeners, but they're actually tech units. Tech units? You mean the Sonozaki family's death squad that I have heard much about? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's them. They came to my school today. I managed to escape from them in time, but I was very close. But why would they do that? Do they think you're trying to sniff out their connection to Tomitaki Flash's murder? Ooishi hasn't mentioned the scrapbooks yet. It sounded rather unnatural to beat around the bush like that by mentioning Tomitaki Flash's murder. But as I haven't told him about the scrapbooks, it could be a legitimate reaction. To tell you the truth, I just heard some bad news. I wanted to confirm it a bit more before letting you know, but we did promise to share new information with each other, so this is what I heard. It seems like the Sonozaki Corps and Okinomiya are on the move. Are you talking about the Sonozaki Corps? Yes, you might find it a bit of a shock. They ordered the Greenhorns to find a certain person. A certain person? My heart stopped for a moment on hearing that. Are they
looking for the heir to the family's friend who's gone missing? God, wouldn't that be such a terrible thing?
It's hard to believe, but you're the person they're looking for. They're trying to find you. I just got this information, so I don't know the reason why, but they're mentioning your name. So, you believe my story that my life is in danger? Yes, it matches with my information perfectly.
Also further evidence that Kasai is Ooishi's informant, by the way, because Kasai is part of the attack squad that we had mentioned by name.
He is the leader of the attack squad, apparently, yes. It matches with my information perfectly.
Which also demonstrates further that the attack squad is not the same thing as we've seen in the van, because if Kasai is the informant and just got the order and just told Ooishi, then everything's all well.
It's true. There you go.
They're just looking for Mion's missing friend.
Yeah.
Everything is falling into place.
That's all it is. There's no one trying to murder anyone here.
No one is trying to murder anyone.
No one will be murdered. This will be a
Keiichi.
murderless... No! Keiichi's gonna be fine. Everyone's gonna
If
be fine.
Keiichi's alive at the end of this arc, I will be very disappointed.
Okay, fair enough. We'll have to see how things go. Ryugu-san, what is going on? Do you have any idea? What they're really looking for are the scrapbooks I have. They want to know where they are, and they believe that I'm hiding them. They must be thinking that they'll be able to hide the information in the scrapbooks forever if they succeed in shutting my mouth. But I couldn't tell Ooishi about that yet. I answered his question by asking him a question. What about you, Ooishi-san? Do you have any idea? I can't think of anything. No, I'm afraid I don't. It's hard to believe that the Sonozeki Corps are using their resources to capture an individual like you, but it's true. It came from reliable source. Very buff source. It might be the Sonozeki family who are after me, not just the Sonozeki Corps. It's very unusual for them to take action like this. They only do this when one of their people runs away with their money or something like that. It's usually about some kind of trouble within the group. They've never done things like this to an honest person like you, who has never committed crime in life. Well, I want to be the very first one, but I need you to do something other than tell me that they've never done this before. I understand, Ryugu-san. Please calm down. Isn't it your turn to tell me something now? What do you mean? Like I said, Sonozeki Corps don't take action like this often. They might be under some kind of misunderstanding, but still, it's very unusual that they would do something like this. Are you sure you have no idea? You could have gotten them confused about something without you knowing it. My guess is that you sniffed around Sonozeki family and found out about a secret of theirs, or they think you did. You can't lead them to mobilize like that by doing nothing. What you did must have been obvious to them. Are you sure you have no idea? Is he my ally or my enemy? I still can't figure it out. This is it. Make your decision, Ryugu. Maybe they're after me because I have Mio-san scrapbooks. Mio-san? Mio-Takano? Her scrapbooks? What do you mean? If he was my enemy, he wouldn't be able to hide his excitement, but his voice remained steady, and it didn't sound unusual when he said the word scrapbooks. Well, I met Mio-san at the library a few days before she was murdered. We talked and got along well, so she let me borrow some of her scrapbooks in which she wrote about her studies. Scrapbooks or studies? Yeah, Mio-san was studying the history of Hinamizawa. She summed up her findings in those scrapbooks. I think when they killed Mio-san, they found out that some of her scrapbooks were missing, and also that she gave them to me. They're after the scrapbooks. Ryugu-san, what in the world are you talking about? She collected all her research about Hinamizawa and its ancient past as Onigafuchi into these scrapbooks. She wrote about the origin of Oyoshiro-sama's cult in them too. The origin of the cult of Oyoshiro-sama? You mean the story about the man-eating demons? Yeah, in her research, she discovered a very important secret about Oyoshiro-sama. The secret was extremely blasphemous for the people who worship him. I see, those people, the most devout believers, couldn't accept the result of her research. Ooishi was taking notes. I could hear him writing something while we spoke. They killed Mio-san, and they're trying to get her scrapbooks. They weren't sure that I had them, so they followed me to find out, but I think they changed their plans yesterday. They're now trying to kill anyone they think is suspicious. I see. That doesn't sound good at all. I'm going to arrange a security detail for you, and let me take a look at the scrapbooks too. I might be able to find some clues about her murder. No, I mean, they might have pawns inside the police force, so don't worry about me. I can look after myself. Same with the scrapbooks. They're going to try to destroy them, even if they were kept to the police station. You may be right. If the Sonozeki Corps is chasing after you because of an order from the head of the Sonozeki family, that means our enemy is the Sonozeki family itself. If so, I'm afraid I really can't guarantee that we don't have traitor among us. That's what I'm saying. Please, don't worry about me, but I have a favor to ask you. It's very important. Go ahead. What is it? According to Mio-san's research, there's a horrifying conspiracy at work in the shadows of Hinamizawa, and it's about to be carried out in the near future. A conspiracy? What is that about? I got tense all of a sudden. If I tell him everything, it's going to sound like a big lie. I should leave out the bizarre sound parts for now. It'd actually make the story more credible. Fanatical worshippers of Ooishi are the ones behind the conspiracy. Since the Meiji era, belief in Ooishi has slowly disappeared, so they're trying to revive the majesty of Ooishi that the people of Onigafuchi once worshipped.
Go on, I am listening. I'm just writing this down.
According to Mio-san's research, the origin of the legend of Ooishi lies in a primitive endemic disease. People feared this endemic disease and called it the curse of Ooishi, and then someone like a doctor treated the disease and was then worshipped by the villagers as Ooishi himself. The village was then under his control.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. Yes, go on.
The endemic disease was caused by a parasite unique to this region, but it became weaker with every generation, and now it doesn't do any harm to people as you can imagine. To them, a harmless endemic disease means no curse of Ooishi. No curse means no savior. They can't keep the sanctity of Ooishi like that.
And to revive the sanctity of Ooishi means they have to revive the endemic disease, right?
That's right. They want to recreate the legend of Ooishi in order to make Ooishi a deity again. That's why they're trying to create the original parasite, because it can bring back the more powerful strain of the endemic disease. The true intention of the series of his mysterious deaths was to test the results of their research. And now they've finally succeeded reenacting the Magus disease with Tomoteca Flash Sound. It took them 5 years, but they managed to bring the parasite back to its original power.
What the hell?
Their goal is to spread the parasite, use the cure they developed to save only those people who believe in Ooishi and create for them a paradise.
Are you sure it's all true?
The scrapbooks say that most of the residents of Hinemazera are infected by the parasite. There's medical evidence of its existence too.
I can't believe it. Damn it, that Higurashi is on this already, yet she can't just cross these sticks on her own. This is indiscriminate terrorism. What the hell?
The original parasite could only survive around Hinemazera, but there's a high probability that they've improved it to be able to survive in a wider area. It's going to destroy not only Hinemazera, but also Okonomiya, or even the entire city, or the entire prefecture.
Damn it. What should we do? Who's behind all of this?
It's the three families. Most likely the Sonozaka family is in charge, but I'm not sure if Oreo is the leader or not. I can only refer to them as they. I also have no idea how far this thing reaches.
Do you know where they're doing all of this research? I can shut it down.
I don't know. It's not in the scrapbooks either. Do you have any idea?
It must be a big facility to do that kind of research. You can use a garage for remodeling guns or something like that, but when it comes to remodeling parasites, I don't think that would be enough.
Yeah, geez, who in this town would have a building that has been described as larger than is necessary for its intended purpose?
I can't think of any.
Can't think of any.
There aren't any, like, science or medical related facilities in this story.
None
Oh,
at all.
hello. Mio-san was a nurse at the area clinic. Do you think that could be it? I always thought it was a big, too big and fancy for a small bird.
Look at
like,
us go, Ben.
Look at you being, like, right in front of the story. It's great.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to take too much credit for this because this scene is so much of a Ryukishi repeating himself moment.
It is.
That
What?
I don't know why we're having it.
I know, it is very strange. Why didn't we just say I told Ooishi everything?
Yeah,
'Cause
like,
we had this
if there
with
were
Keiichi.
changes in information or Ooishi was asking questions that actually led anywhere,
Yeah.
sure, but
It's
nothing.
I'm not
new.
big on this. Look, I love Sumo Roshi, but this scene is a bit much. I don't
Yeah.
think that we need to just... We're pretty much, like, beat for beat redoing
I know.
the scene with Keiichi.
Like, even the wording on the fucking the entire city or the entire prefecture. Fucking check this one. I don't think we can scroll up far enough, but I swear to God, that's even going to be the same number of fucking periods
That's alright.
in between her words.
And we know how much Ryukishi loves his periods.
Yeah,
At least I get to play Ooishi now. That's nice.
true. That's true.
The area clinic.
They need a special design facility with advanced airtight containment, among other considerations, to be able to do research on dangerous parasites like this one. It's easy to equate suspicious research with a clinic facility, but it also sounds too easy and a little cliche. At first I thought they converted part of the clinic into a secret research center, but that actually sounds a little too unrealistic.
Yes, because as we all know, Ryukishi is renowned for saying things are too unrealistic and then not making them be exactly what
That's what I hear. Anyway, I don't know where it is, so please find that out. Can't you just raid every suspicious place at once? You know, every single place where the Sonozaki family, like, owns, every shop at once.
I mean, it's
Because
not
they own,
impossible.
they own, like, 90% of the city.
Yeah,
They're a Yakuza.
it's really simple. You just get one Ooishi for every building.
You know what?
And they
You're
all
right.
enter it at the
and
same
they're all
time.
equally competent, so they'll all succeed
Exactly.
in flying colors, and nothing will go wrong. One Ooishi for every mobster.
There is nothing that could go wrong here.
Makes sense. It's not like they had to spend like an entire arc getting ready to go out to the Zonozaki like main residence in Arc 2.
That's true.
And even then they were too late. Oh god.
What do you mean they weren't too late? Keiichi died. That's all that needed to happen.
You're awful. You're awful. You're awful. Sweet baby Keiichi. The bait has been taken. You gotta save the bait, Ooishi. Anyway, he's lovely.
As you know, we need a warrant for that kind of thing. There's a way you can get one even after doing a raid, but I'd need conclusive evidence that it was actually the research building in question in order to do that.
Ooishi is a police officer.
That is true.
If he's going to work as a police officer, he has to follow the rules of the police officers of which he is one. But they really are planning bioterrorism. There has to be a reason why they killed Mio-san so quickly. I think the reason is because their day of revival isn't far off.
Okay, I understand. I'll try to do what I can. With an unthinkable plan like this, I'd imagine it to be difficult to keep all the Sonozaki family members on their side, yes? I'm sure there are some who are secretly against it. I'll try to make contact with those people. Don't worry, I'm very good at things like this.
Ooishi laughed to try to cheer me up. I was upset with the work of the police before, but Ooishi's positive reaction is very reliable. He's what you might call an outlaw, on the right side of the law. Ooishi's greatest advantage to me is that he doesn't exactly play by the rules. It's very encouraging that he has that kind of skill, especially since we have to act both very quickly and without conclusive evidence. The police normally investigate incidents after they've happened. Shout out to Nearwolf. But that doesn't work in this case. If this incident actually does occur, it's going to be a big disaster. Mio-san exposed such a horrifying conspiracy. I'm scared.
She met with very sad end. She was burned in a drum in the mountains of Gifu. I feel very sorry for her. Alright, I forgot to tell you something.
This better be a real fucking bomb drop or I'm gonna be disappointed.
What is the point of this scene?
We found something odd about her death.
Go on.
Something odd?
Well, at first I thought it had something to do with the case.
Go on.
But after hearing our conspiracy story, it's going to sound like nothing.
Go on.
The crime lab probably just made the mistake.
Go on.
This is gonna be something we already know. I hope not.
It's going to be.
It's gonna be the
I'm just
teeth-
gonna hype it
it's
up
gonna be
as
the
much
teeth
as we
thing.
can
It's
so
gonna
that
be
the
the teeth
fall
thing.
is
It's gonna
going
be
to
the
be
teeth
as
thing.
far as possible.
Oh no. Please tell me, I want to know. We promised to tell each other everything, didn't we?
That you did.
I don't mean to hide it.
Come on,
It's
just tell us.
just that it might sound like a silly horror
Silly
story.
horror story.
Hugo-san, you remember the night of Watanagashi?
Oh my goodness, is he about to say that her corpse was dead before she was last seen?
That's completely new.
Dude, that's fucking
that's crazy twist for the end of an arc.
holy shit.
That'd be great.
After the festival, you and four of your friends talked with Tom and Turkey Flesh and Tekano, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We just talked for a few minutes or so, I think.
Well, we found Takano's dead body that night, but the crime lab in Gifu Prefecture said that she'd been dead for
What?
24 hours.
What? Oh
but
my
she was
god!
down!
Holy crap!
Ah!
Oh no! How did this happen? Oh!
Is that it? Is that your excitement? How are you gonna process this? You know what? I should ask. What does this mean, Felix? How are you gonna process this information? You gonna breathe out the information and forget about it?
Something like that. In fairness, I do think that the last time we were told this was a long while ago.
It was. I believe it was back in Arc 2.
Yeah. So I can at least back
Well, this
that.
is the thing that we should remember is that as much as we hate things being repeated endlessly, originally these things were like released years apart. So, you know. It's good to remind ourselves of how far we've come.
I just wish it didn't have that much of a build-up.
Yeah. I mean, the point here is obviously that we're like spooking around. Like, that's
I
the
know,
point
I
of the
know.
scene. Not that we're actually learning new information. I mean, maybe something else will happen here.
The thing is
but
I would
yeah.
be fine if this was an isolated thing at the end of, I told
Yes.
Ooishi everything, and this
then,
is what he
yeah.
told me.
Yes.
But because we've had the same scene that we've
Twice.
had literally hours ago,
Yeah.
repeated again,
Yeah.
then ending with this,
It's
just
not great.
Fucking
It's not great.
flops.
It's not great. That's all right. Maybe there'll be something else to save this scene.
This next button click better unveil something new.
She'd been dead for 24 hours when she was found, but that doesn't make sense.
I guess.
If that's true, she had to be dead the night before the festival.
What? Next thing you're gonna tell me it wasn't her that was in the oil drum.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is the Shion who's
Next
kidnapped
thing
Rika
you're
and
gonna tell me the
Sadako.
fact that they pointed out that dental records aren't explicitly kept very easily is a clue. Next thing you're gonna tell me Takano's behind all of this.
I don't believe you.
Next thing
No,
you're
she's
gonna
the
tell
hero.
me.
She's the hero of the story.
Well, she is
Rika's the bad
no,
guy. Come on.
She's the villain of the story now, and she's gonna become the hero. We've been over this.
Right, and it's the other way around for Rika. She's the hero now, and then she's the villain.
That's
she's
right.
the hero by just going meep and being cute, and we love her.
Because this works like one of those puzzles where you have to like move the tiles around one at a time, but when
Yes.
you move one, others move
You have
as
to
well.
slide the other ones. It's,
Yeah.
it's all about balance, it's about duality. This is what I keep telling you all about
Exactly.
Higurashi. What's that supposed to mean? I'm confused. If she was found dead on the night of Water Nagashi and she'd been dead for 24 hours, that means...
I really hope she pulls a real obscure conclusion from
I hope we
this.
get the-
Like the entire village just slept for a day and no one noticed.
Oh, thank God. Here we go.
In short, it means she was
Well, that was a
already
bit of a
dead.
truism.
On the night of Water Nagashi, so the Takano whom you saw that night was a zombie!
I got you, didn't I?
Well, like I said, I think they just made a mistake.
I felt my brain freezing over. I wish you laughed, saying that it sounded like a horror story from summer camp. But actually, the fact that Mio-san's time of death was off.
But actually, it was winter.
It was a winter camp! Oh no!
Oh no!
The winter cicadas have come for us, wearing their little coats to keep warm. You guess this is a secret. You can't hear them coming for you because they're cokes. They like mask the sound.
That makes sense.
They're killer cicadas.
Holy shit! We've solved the story.
Done it. Killer cicadas. I mean, that makes more sense than parasites, honestly.
It does.
Yeah, killer cicadas. Oh, God. But actually, the fact that Mio-san's time of death was off backed up her incredulous theories.
How?
I haven't mentioned this one to Ooishi or Keiichi-kun. If I did, they'd start to doubt everything else I said. Here we go. Please, let's, if this is it time? Is it time? Please, fans of the series, please tell me this is time. That's how absolutely unbelievable this theory is. At any rate, this mismatch with the time of Mio-san's death means a lot. What irony. Mio-san came up with a theory and she proved it correct with her own life. No, not yet. This doesn't prove anything yet. If her theory is true, it might happen again. There's no way it can't be true. I still can't believe it, but Ooishi just said it. He said Mio-san was already dead on the night of the festival.
A lot of beating around the bush here.
It means that the Mio-san who was walking arm in arm with Tomodachi Flesh on that night wasn't Mio-san.
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna listen to her thought process?
No.
Mio-san was already dead, so that wasn't her. That means she was. All right.
Oh my god, we're still going.
Shush you. Let me have this scene. You shush you. I felt a new sensation, one I'd never felt in my life before. It wasn't an ordinary kind of dread. It was fear of the truth. No fear is worse than the fear of accepting a truth you don't want to believe. Compared to this fear, the fear of being stalked by the Sonzaka family or being burnt alive in oil drum looks silly. That's how deep of a fear I felt, and I felt it crawling all over my body.
Hugo-san, please listen to me. I've been talking for hours and you have not responded. I understand. You don't trust the police. It is true that the Sonozaki family has control over the entire city. There are some traitors at my station too.
Is this gonna be one of these rants where we got the whole way through it and there's no good point to wrap it out? It's just all bad news, and he's like, and that's it. That's
it.
all
And
of the bad things.
Burp, burp, like he's hung up. Yeah.
But you're in danger. You can trust me. I want you to trust me as an individual
So
person.
far, all bad news.
I can provide shelter for you. It's in a place nobody knows but
Still
me.
bad news.
Please, I need you to trust me.
I don't doubt Ooishi at this point. I actually think he's very reliable. I would have said yes without a second thought. But the situation has drastically changed.
This is one of these moments where in the Choose Your Own Adventure book, you go to Ooishi, the safe place is his apartment, and you arrive there and everyone's throwing you a surprise party.
Surprise!
And that's, the story just ends.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
the authors assume that no one's going to trust him.
That's the best ending, honestly. The Ooishi surprise party ending?
Yeah.
That's my favorite ending.
Why did they put that in the PS3 version?
Oh god. There's some weird endings in that.
That's what the joke was,
Oh my
Ben.
god. Have you seen them though?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
That's all I know is that they're weird, so I was trying to come up with one.
I'm just saying, go look at the Meikashi bad quote unquote bad ending. It's very strange.
Okay.
It's not a bad ending.
Oh, does Keiichi die?
No comment. No comment, no spoilers. But it's objectively a better ending for everyone than Meikashi's. It's very strange. It's a very strange ending that is supposed to be a bad ending. If Miya-san's death backs up this unbelievable truth, I trust Ooishi. I believe he'll find the enemy and take him down. But I'd rather protect myself on my own than let somebody else do it. If the unbelievable truth is real, then I couldn't trust anybody except myself. No, even myself might appear before me too. Ooishi-san, thank you so much. Anyway, please, find the research center and put a stop to the conspiracy. I'm going to hide somewhere for a while. I'll call you again.
Really looking forward to her telling us what this fucking truth is.
I noticed I've been on the phone too long. I've been using this phone booth with the light on in the middle of the darkness. In other words, I've been telling everybody I'm here.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. Hello? Hello?
It's Ooishi.
Hello? No, I know. He hung up. Ooishi wanted to talk more because he likes the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
He clicked his tongue. He clicked his tongue and put the phone down. His junior, Kuma-chan, rushed into the room.
Ooishi-san, it's getting really bad now. It's Tatsuyoshi Kasai.
Tatsuyoshi. Yeah, Tatsuyoshi.
Who gave the Sonozaki Corps the order to find Rena Ryugu.
Kasai, Agni Sonozaki's right-hand man!
My informant closes drawer.
Tatsuyoshi Kasai was a pretty high-ranking big shot, even amongst the boss's younger brothers. He used to be the boss of a subordinate branch, but after suffering a bad injury during a gang war, he stepped down, and now he served as the boss's aide. Akane Sonozaki relies especially on him, and as a right-hand man, he's still feared even now. You know, I'm just gonna take this to the Ooishi voice because I like the idea.
Please, by all means, do.
Let's do that. That's more fun anyway.
When Kasai moves, it was definitely not my informant. Other gangs consider it as a declaration of war. They fear him very much. He's a warrior among warriors.
This is how you talk about your friends,
This
right?
is how I talk about my friends. He's been lying all these days, but he's led countless numbers of gang wars against other gangs that are also existing. He was also the leader of the professional tech squadron that went to the US to receive military training during the Dam conflict. They were crazy enough to think of attacking the Ministry of Construction for real this time.
It looks like it's causing quite an uproar among our informants. They're saying that Rena Ryugu must have found some kind of information that's very inconvenient for the Sonozaki Corps.
I'm impressed at how to the point our informants actually are. No. Still, this is getting serious.
Sato-san thinks it's the tape audio in the Ministry of Construction recorded during their secret negotiations. If that's true, it's going to cause quite a few deaths.
This is more serious than that Ooishi thought to himself. Ooishi did. If her story is true, this is a massive conspiracy. It's going to cause more than quite a few deaths. It might destroy the entire village or even the entire prefecture.
Thank goodness he didn't say city, I would have been mad.
This is going to be the biggest terror strike in history. And Ryugu is in danger. Kuma-chan, arrange an unmarked patrol car to keep watch on her house. As of today, we're going to put Rena Ryugu under VIP protection. She's convinced she's being threatened by the gang. I'll talk to the section manager later.
Well, actually, Rena Ryugu seems to have run away from home. The police officer confirmed that a lot of money disappeared from her father's cash box. Sounds like she took it and ran away. I also had a call about a car belonging to the Sonozaki Corps being parked in front of her house, too.
Ooh.
What? Why didn't you tell me that sooner? Rena Ryugu's in great danger. She wasn't calling me from her house then. We need to find her right away. Get me a car, arrest the people parked in front of her house, and get some guys over here. They're coming with me.
Yes, sir.
Damn straight, Kuma-chan. I always could depend on you. You're beautiful, man.
Where the fuck is this?
What? Where
the
are
fuck
we?
is that?
Oh, it's Shion.
What? Rena-san wasn't at home. It's pretty late.
Oh, it's Kasai.
Yes, I waited in front of her house for a while, but she didn't come home.
Maybe she's at a friend's place. She might be at the sister's house with her other friends doing their club activities or whatever.
Shion was lying down on the sofa, picturing her sister and her friends fooling around and playing games like they always did.
I thought so too, so I stopped by Mion-san's house, but Rena-san wasn't there either. Mion-san was worried about her too.
Really? Well, I wonder what happened to her.
She, might have been caught by some hoodlum, though that would be unusual. I already told my staff to look for her just in case.
I don't think that's what happened. She's not as weak as she looks.
Anyway, why did she want to see me?
Kesai took off his jacket. Shion only told him to go see Rena because she heard that Rena had requested to see him in person.
Oh, I thought I told you. She said she found something you lost. Rena-san wanted to give it back to you in person. Yeah, I guess she likes you or something.
Star.
Confirmed.
Star. Not confirmed. The opposite of that. Take it back.
Nah, can't undo this.
Ooishi, please.
Oh, please. Anyway, hope she's alright.
Right then, the phone rang. Kesai answered it while loosening his tie.
Yes? Yes. I understand. At once.
Kesai sounded very serious, and Shion immediately figured out who he was talking to. The ice cream man!
Who was it? Was it my father?
Yes. The Sonozaki family has sent out an order to find Rena-san right away, and to bring her to the main house.
You mean Oreo gave the order? I wonder what Rena-san did. Will she have to peel off her own fingernails? I hope Oreo goes easy on her.
Lol.
Poor girl.
Lol. Past trauma. We're just cutting all over the damn place.
Rena hasn't come home yet.
No, I heard Rena ran away from home and that she's hiding somewhere.
Hiding somewhere? What do you mean?
Also, I just got this information. It seems the police are looking for her.
What?
An unmarked patrol car is watching her house right now. It seems like there are several patrol cars looking for her in the village. Uncle Kimiyoshi received a call from the police too. He was told to use the town network to find out if anybody knows where she is.
Do you think they found the corpses we hid? We hid them deep in the mountains. They couldn't have found them that easily.
No, it's 100% impossible. I guarantee you that. Because I had them removed. And that's what we're
Read the
covering,
scene!
which is also going back
read
to
the
Tatara
scene!
Higurashi,
Read the
where we
scene!
cover the same thing, but we never address it.
We're learning many things today. Let's go.
Oh, how can you be sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I let the Sonozaki family take care of them. They moved the bags to a secret place.
Get it, Felix, you're smart. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you. I just had to make sure that we did it before it told us.
I know.
Calm down, don't worry about it. I heard that there's a major logging project happening this summer on that mountain where we hid the corpses, so I arranged help and took care of it.
I see. You're a very reliable person when you're on my side. You'd be a very scary person to have as an enemy.
I recommend you never underestimate me.
So it's not the corpses they're after, then why are the police trying to find her?
I don't know, but it seems like many gang members knew Teppei Hojo and Rina Mamiya were trying to blackmail the Ryugu family. So that might be the reason the police are after Rena. I don't think they consider her a suspect yet, but they probably want her as a material witness.
That's the same thing, damn it. Rena finally regained her peaceful life. I'm not gonna let them ruin it. Man, we need to help her.
Of course, I already told my family in Akinomiya to find her before the police can. You can trust the Sonozaki.
That's not true. Untrue.
I wasn't laughing at that. I'm just really
laughing in
enjoying the
general?
fact that the police and the Sonozaki family are both like, we need to find Rena and keep her safe. And they're both assuming that the other is trying to fucking incarcerate her.
It's perfect. This is
really good.
This is perfect gang politics.
It's
really good.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
I can protect her from the police, 120% guaranteed.
But just finding her first isn't gonna solve the problem. We have to do something to clear her of suspicion.
I'll think about that after we found her. We can make as many alibis as she needs and as many witnesses for the alibis as necessary. We have good lawyers, too. We'll never abandon our friends when they're in trouble.
Very good lawyers.
That's right, we can save Rena. Damn it, I wish I could do more than depend on you, Mion.
Well, don't worry about it. It's okay to let someone else handle the situation when that person is better at it. This old man will take care of everything. Also, I'll create an alibi to fool the cops watching the whole village. We'll say Rena was spotted near Gagura. The wider the search area, the fewer policemen in one place.
I see, that's a great idea.
When she's in Gogura, then you're in trouble.
This is like nothing. We did more during the dam conflict. I'll protect Rena. And Keiichi. Rena trusts you more than anybody, so she might come to you. If she does, please protect her and give me a call right away.
Yeah, will do.
Rena is a strong girl. She should be fine. She can overcome this.
But like, tell her that you're gonna call me before you do it.
Specifically so she can be suspicious about the fact that
Oh
you're
my
gonna call her.
god.
Yeah, I think so too. I hesitated to say something. Rena hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, then I'd have no doubt that she could overcome this. But Rena is deeply convinced that Takano-san's delusions are true. Rena believes the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure she'd trust the Sonozaki family to protect her.
Don't worry, I'm her friend too. She'll understand once I sit down and talk to her. Just like Kei-chan and I cleared our misunderstanding, I can do that with her. I still can't believe that you believe such a crazy story, though.
Well, I can't believe I did either. This is gonna be the most embarrassing thing to ever happen in my life. I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship we made, I doubted her. Takano-san was endowed with magic, and I think the scrapbooks she wrote also carried a spell. The scrapbooks can make people go mad. They're forbidden scrapbooks, nobody was supposed to read them. Renner was captivated by the power of that magic even after Takano-san's death. I have to wake her up. I got a bad feeling about it.
Device X confirmed.
That's right.
Magic
The
happening.
scrapbooks have parasite on them, and you touch it, and
Magic,
you
magic.
have a disease.
Look, let's be clear, magic parasites.
That's, I guess. It has to be magic. There's no other way that this could
What's
be
what they just said? They said magical scrapbooks.
Oh, I'm sorry, someone is at the
magic
door.
parasites.
It might be the police. I have to go now.
Okay?
I'll tell them Renner's hiding near Gagura. If they ask you something, just keep telling them you don't know anything.
Okay, got it.
That should be easy.
Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rena was being consumed by some huge, unthinkable fate. It's not only the police I'm worried about. I'm worried because Rena is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear that she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. Alright, Rena might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Rena once told me that she used to spend time there when Rena-san was at her house. And she told me that she hid the scrapbooks there too. If she's hiding there, she must be hungry by now. I should bring her something to eat. I went to the kitchen to look for some junk food. My mother looked confused. Mom, I'm going to go somewhere, but I'll be right back.
But where? At this time, it's late. We'll be late for supper.
It's very important. I promise I'll be right back. And if Rena comes here while I'm gone, let her stay in my room. And if someone calls and asks you if you know where she is, tell them you don't know and hang up, okay?
Oh my god, could you be any more suspicious?
My mom looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out of the house before she could say anything.
Immediately calls the police like, my son
This is the kind of thing that I just say to my mother as a joke.
Look, my son is going off to do the drugs with some bad eggs. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna call the
I
police
agree.
immediately. And then she's gonna call, like, Rena's dad. And then the Sonozaki's. And they're all gonna be like, where's Keiichi going?
And then they're all going to go to Gagura, and that's where Ooishi's going to be holding his retirement party.
That's the one. And then there's streamers and cake and lights, and it's gonna be beautiful.
I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and spread off into the darkness. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing just what something would be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in
If you look
confusion.
closer, you can see a face.
Damn it.
Bottom right.
Laugh all you want. Laugh at this funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna smash through whatever fate is waiting for us.
Fuck yeah, Keiichi.
Rena, I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil. It was making a loud noise as I pedaled. Even my bicycle is laughing at us.
Even the inanimate objects are after me.
What a fucking shitty line to end on. Of all of the lines we could have ended on in that sequence,
Even my bike.
my bike was laughing.
It was so poetic when like the moon is leering down on us and the cicadas. Why did he say the cicadas? Why did he bring them up? Why did he be like the cicadas are chirping?
don't
Even
fucking
the cicadas are laughing at me when they're
It's-
chirping. Village of the Body Snatchers. What I say? Body Snatchers. Here we go.
Let's get this tip.
Let's do the tip.
The others.
Oh God. All right. Guess we're back in this scene. I finished talking with Ooishi on the phone and soon left the phone booth. I realized something and a chill ran through my body. I was in a phone booth that stood out tremendously in the dark.
We already had this.
We did. She was holding a little flashlight. Somebody must have seen me. I was certain I was being watched. I saw glowing eyes staring at me in the dark. It wasn't human. Was it an illusion? No. I knew who they were. They were the ones controlling the three families who ruled in Amazela.
Okay, this is getting a bit too far.
Its eye level was too low for it to be human, and its outline was vague. I knew from the past records that they were physically frail.
Who?
The silhouette, which indicated its inhuman appearance, was unbelievably unrealistic. You shut your damn mouth. You shut your damn mouth. This is it. This is the best scene in the whole fucking arc. Here we go.
Let's go.
Especially its protruding head. You have to try and keep a straight face now.
No, I can't.
You have
It's
to.
too late.
One of the scrapbooks I received from Mio-san described their appearance in detail. Their eyeballs were pure red like blood, and their bodies smelled like ammonia. Even though some of them have at times been captured around the world. All of them melted or disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The only traces remaining are the marks, proving their descent to Earth. Right then, the impossible, unrealistic silhouette took a step closer and got closer and closer towards me, making a realistic noise as it crunched across the gravel. The noise pulled me back to reality. "Don't come any closer, you monster!" It kept walking towards me. It sounded like it was kicking pebbles everywhere as it walked. It was coming closer and closer. I was scared, so I said the same thing once again. And this time, the glass side of the phone booth I was just in started to rattle and shake. Bang! It made weird sounds of being struck by something. I screamed loudly in fear and started running. I ran so hard that it felt like my lungs were about to explode, and then I looked back. Found that the thing was no longer chasing after me.
And then I turned around and it was in front of me.
Ah! Was it my imagination?
Yes.
There's no way it was just my imagination. I
Incorrect.
definitely heard the sound of the gravel being kicked and the phone booth rattling. But I need to calm down. Right then, I need to make my heart stop beating so fast. I'd have to fight them eventually. The next time they appeared, I was going to strike back at them. I was going to squash their heads with my big hatchet. I protected them as it was my duty to do so. I wouldn't allow them to do whatever they wanted. I saw the lights flicker in my head again.
That was abrupt.
It. That was a very abrupt ending. I was expecting another page to be like, and then I saw there was something that had descended to Earth with a weird body.
Now we supposedly have clones running around, as though we didn't establish that in Arc 1 with Ooishi.
Clones. That was a clone, was it?
No, the thing about Takano being seen twice, I'm assuming that's what Rena was getting at. I don't know. Throwing wild guesses out. And now Rena's seeing aliens.
Aliens! I told you it was alien ghosts all along.
Next thing you're gonna tell me these are all delusions, Ben, and I'm gonna be disappointed.
No, it's a delusion of an alien. A space alien.
A space alien?
Yeah, a space alien.
As opposed to a non-space alien.
Yes, because when you come from another country, you're technically an alien to that country.
Right, so this is really just an allegory for racism.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We've solved Higurashi again.
We've done it. Yeah, it's a space alien.
I'm proud of us both.
And she can always see it because she knows it's there.
I see.
She read the scrapbook.
It's like those horses in Harriet Puda that you can only see if you've seen someone die.
I was gonna say it's like that girl who gets stuck in a mirror in Doctor Who, and it's like not just in one mirror, but in every mirror, and always in the corners of our peripheral vision. And if you're looking for it, then you will see her, and you'll know how fucked up her life is. Have you seen that episode?
No, I haven't.
It's an episode where there's like a family of immortals, and they're like, how do we deal with these people? Because they're bad people.
Right.
And so they lock them in various like horrible, like the father gets tossed into a void, like wrapped in chains, and the mother gets stuck in a mirror. It's great. It's good
And
stuff.
it's all a brilliant allegory for the rise of...
It's the Scarecrow one, isn't it? Isn't that one with the Scarecrows? Anyway, somebody find that episode and let me know what I'm talking about. Alien Scarecrows! I told you.
Next time?
Next time, Alien Ghost Scarecrows. Here we go.